Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Fadzlee Annuar Bin Khaireel, and I will present about my proposal of the aerodynamics performance of UiTM's RC flying wing through wind tunnel testing. For the first time, this is a project summary. This is the project summary. This study will be done on an RC flying wing with a newly configured airfoil that was made for a past project. In particular, the cloud wire rifle has been chosen due to its capability in providing decent overall performance in terms of lift to drag ratio theoretically. However, the past project only focused on selecting, consulting and acquiring the flight data, means it's based on a design and only the flight test. But to obtain the aerodynamic performance, we need to go through a wind tunnel testing. To run a wind tunnel testing, a 3D model will be created using CATIA with scale dimension from the testing data such as lift coefficient, drag coefficient, and moment coefficient will be obtained by adjusting the model to various angle of attack. Alright, this is my proposal objective. For the first objective is to observe or to obtain flying wing clockwise on the aerodynamic performance through the wind tunnel experiment. For the second objective is to study and compare the aerodynamic forces consists of lift coefficient, coefficient of drag, and coefficient of moment between wind tunnel and CFD simulation. So, the literature review, flying wings. The primary drawbacks of flying wings is their lack of stability, which must be remedied by tightening up the wing design limits. Theoretically, flying wing aircraft designs are the most efficient in terms of aerodynamic and structural weight, because this flying wing can carry a lot of forces, a lot of loads because of their structural weight and aerodynamics. For the third one is the commercial airplanes have evolved from uncomfortable converted bombers after World War I into what is currently called a conventional layout, which appeared 6 decades ago. Then, the literature review for the RC flywings. What is RC flywings? RC flywings is a radio-controlled and a sailing aircraft communities swept wing tailless vehicles. Platforms are widely renowned for their superior spiral stability while soaring on thermally and lack of touch roll behavior at high speed. The second one is flying wings aircraft are still only permitted to perform a mission under low lift roof circumstances because of their low Reynolds number. Then the third one is it is the type of flying wing robot that can take off and land without a runway. As you can see, RC is like a UAV, unmanned vehicle, unaerial manned vehicle. There are no pilots, there are no human on board, only remote control. So they can, like a robot that go fly airborne without a human. So the fourth one is a literature review about the aerodynamic characteristics on RC flying wings. For the first one, the aerodynamic efficiency of such a design is crucial because, like a glider, the aircraft is intended to lift the most weight with the least amount of drag. So, this aerodynamic characteristic want to observe, want to study, and want to obtain the aerodynamic efficiency. Uh, for this literature review is about a glider, but for this study, we want to make a aerodynamic efficiency about the flying wing. Then so the second one is the point of the impact is the location where the air splits to flow around the airfoil. And the third one is plotting the coefficient value against the angle of attack, which is the angle formed by the wings plane and the direction of motion simultaneously provides a practical manner of describing an aerodynamic features of a wing. Now we continue on the last literature review is wind tunnel testing. What is a wind tunnel testing? Wind tunnel testing is a place with a space where models can see the aerodynamic characteristic in the wind tunnel. For this literature review, in aerodynamic research, a wind tunnel is a useful instrument for examining the effects of air passing over the solid object. The specimen will be equipped with a sensitive balance by the airflow that passes it in the passageway of the wind tunnel. Alright, for the first methodology, uh, we use a CAD to make a half-scale model because the limitation of our wind tunnel, the size of the wind tunnel of our wind tunnel is limited. So we need to scale down half of the original design. So we use a CATIA to make a half model like you see on the screen. So this will continue on the 3D printing. So this methodology is what my flowchart is. From we review journals and paper on previous studies about the flying wings, and we redraw and check flying wing type Clark Y. Then build Clark Y half model by 3D printing. After that, run the wind tunnel testing using printed half model. Then we use the wind tunnel to do with the half model, with the 3D printed half model. If we succeed to have the data we need, we can go through the data analysis and result and discussion. After that, we ended our project. But if no, we need to go back and do a more testing to obtain the satisfied data. Then the last methodology is 3D printer. 3D printer is used for the half 3D printed half model that we created in our CATIA. So this is our wind tunnel. So the Clark Y will test it in the wind tunnel. Low speed wind. For this our wind tunnel, we use a Mach 0.1 through the airfoil. But before conducting the wind tunnel testing, the airfoil must be redone to smaller scale due to the limited space in the wind tunnel in UITM. As you can see, on the middle, which there is a bar, which yellow bar, that is where we we put our half 3D model. Okay, this is for the preliminary results. Before I go through the results, I like to address the unfortunate things because this result is based on CFD, but for the right path is to do with the wind tunnel, but our wind tunnel in UTM is not functioning properly. So we decide with our supervisor to obtain the graph by CFD. So this is the CFD one. So for the first one is the coefficient drag with versus the angle of attack. First, the drag coefficient should upward trend indicate the right path of every coefficient of drag versus angle of attack graph. After all, this graph is not accurate and precise but only for preliminary results. In the future, more testing will be conducted to get the satisfied data. So the second one is for the lift coefficient drag, lift coefficient versus angle of attack. As usually, the trend will be upwards, but for this CFD simulation, we got downwards. But we we come out for a discussion, and we, as you can see, usually the trend will be present and upwards, but for this cliff coefficient versus angle of attack is downwards. This occurrence probably an error in setting value or something during the simulation, but it is only for preliminary results. In future, for more testing will be conducted to ensure the trend shows the right and accurate ones. Alright, this is all from me. Thank you.